This video is to show you how to fill in sine, cosine, tangent table from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. First thing, I have my titles for each box, which are the angle, sine, cosine of the angle, and tangent of the angle. The trick is to fill in sine and cosine because the tangent is just sine divided by cosine. So once you get sine over cosine, you just divide the two and reduce the fraction, okay? So the angles, usually I'm going to give you those, but the special angles between 0 and 90 degrees are, of course, 0 and 90 degrees, halfway between 0 and 90 degrees, and a third of the way in, which is 30 degrees, and 2/3 of the way in, which is 60 degrees. Okay, and first thing we want to do is we want to convert each one of these to radians. Remember that 1 radian is equal to, one pi radian is equal to 180 degrees, or 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. Just memorize either one of those. And if I wanted to convert, for example, 30 degrees, I would multiply it times a ratio, which is equal to 1. And on the bottom of the ratio, I would put, for example, 180 degrees, and the top of the ratio, I would put pi radians. Because those two quantities are equal to each other, it's like multiplying 30 degrees by 1. And then I cancel out 30 degrees with 180 degrees, which leaves 6, right? 180 degrees divided by 30 is 6. So that leaves pi over 6 radians, right? So this is pi over 6 radians. And 0 degrees, of course, is 0 radians. 45 degrees, if you do the same conversion procedure, is pi over 4. 60 degrees is pi, it's 2/6 pi, which is pi over 3 radians. And 90 degrees is half of 180, so that would be pi over c divided by 2. The sine of 0 and 30 and 45 and 60 and 90 has a pattern. That pattern is, I'm going to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And cosine would be backwards. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the 0 here. Then I'm going to square root every single number. Then I'm going to divide every number by 2. Okay, that's it. Now I simplify. Square root of 0 over 2 is 0. Square root of, so these are both 0. Square root of 1 over 2 is 1 over 2, 1/2. Square root of 2 over 2, you can just leave it as is. Square root of 3 over 2, you can leave it as is. Square root of 4 over 2 is equal to 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. So we're done with the top part. I'm just going to highlight the reduced answers. Okay? I'm going to want you to reduce these for the quiz. And for the tangent, remember, we're just going to take the yellow numbers. We're going to take the sine and divide it by the cosine. So sine divided by cosine in this case would be 0 over 1, which is equal to 0. I want you to reduce that, okay? Sine over cosine in this case is 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. If I have 2 in both denominators, I can cancel those out, so I end up with 1 over square root of 3. I don't mind if you leave it with the radical in, I don't mind if you leave the radical in the answer, in the denominator, I mean. Square root of 2 over 2 divided by square root of 2 over 2 is just 1, right? Because they're, the same number on top of each other. And square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2 is equal to, remember the 2's cancel out, and we end up with just square root of 3. And last of all, 1 divided by 0 make sure you don't say that that is equal to 0, because 1 divided by 0, anything divided by 0 except for 0, 0 divided by 0, that might be something else, is infinity. Okay, so I'm done. And that took 5 minutes and 15 seconds even to explain it to you. So when I give you 5 minutes to do it on the quiz, you're going to be much faster than that.